Mamata Banerjee on a Unite Opposition Yatra meets Sonia Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal. She says to defeat the BJP, everybody needs to come together. Cabinet clears bill that will provide relief to depositors of troubled banks. In case of a moratorium, customers to get 5 lakh insurance on bank deposits within 90 days, according to the new bill. Major rise in COVID cases. They hit a 3-week high of 43,654. Over 50% cases are from one state, Kerala. Delhi's infection rate crosses 1, a warning sign. US Secretary of State's key visit to India says strengthening democratic institutions is at the core of our ties. India says never equate the freedom with non-governance. And Karnataka's new Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai takes charge, says it's not about caste but governance. Hello and welcome to NDTV 24/7. I'm Rohit Wellington. Let's begin with our top story. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, who is on a Unite Opposition Yatra in the national capital, on Wednesday met Congress leader Sonia Gandhi and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in her effort to build an anti-BJP coalition. She said to defeat the BJP, everybody needs to come together. When asked who will lead this united opposition, she said she's no political astrologer.
Mamata Banerjee with Sonia Gandhi. Rivals in West Bengal, but now a show of unity as the West Bengal leader caps off her Delhi trip meant to galvanize the anti-BJP opposition. Emerging from the meeting, Ms. Banerjee was vague about specifics but said it was a positive meeting.
Sonia ji invited me for a cup of tea. Rahul ji is also there. So we met. We discussed the political situation in general, and also we discussed about Pegasus to COVID situation. Positive meeting. I think the positive. देखिए बीजेपी को हराने के लिए सबको एक होना जरूरी है.
But beyond the photo ops, opposition synergies remain uneven. Both the TMC and the Congress are protesting separately inside and outside Parliament on the Pegasus spyware scandal. Even in the joint presser by 14 opposition parties headed by Congress, Trinamool Congress was missing.
There is also this question of who will lead the anti-BJP front. When asked at the press interaction whether she fancies herself as the leader, Mamata Banerjee said she is just a political worker, not an astrologer, and it depends on the time.
After meeting with Gandhis, Ms. Banerjee also met Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, another strong constituent of anti-BJP bloc. Even in the 2020 assembly elections in Delhi, TMC had thrown its weight behind Aam Aadmi Party.
Mamata Banerjee's Delhi visit has caught the headlines, but will it help to build a strong coalition to unseat BJP in 2024? It needs more than these photo-op meetings. With camera person Xavier, this is Arvind Gunasekar for NDTV.
Now, there's a big relief in store for depositors in stressed banks. The cabinet has cleared a bill wherein bank depositors will get 5 lakh insurance on their deposits within 90 days in case of a moratorium. 98.3% of all deposits will be covered. That's what the government has said.
Some relief for thousands of customers of banks like PMC, whose accounts were frozen when the bank was placed under moratorium in September 2019. In a relief to depositors of banks that either collapsed or faced financial frauds, the Union Cabinet now cleared amendments in the Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation Act. Depositors will now get an insurance of Rs 5 lakh, an increase from a current guarantee of 1 lakh rupees on their total deposits, and this will be within 90 days of the affected bank getting placed under moratorium.
Within 90 days, the process will be definitely completed, and not waiting for the eventual liquidation. If that process takes, let's say, 3 years, 4 years, we are not waiting for that. This clearance now, therefore, is going to give relief for all those institutions which have already come under moratorium.
According to the proposed amendments, Cabinet has cleared the bill and this is like a relief for customers of frozen banks. New bill proposes a payout increase of 5 lakh rupees from a current 1 lakh rupees. Insurance payout will be within 90 days. Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation Bill 2021 to be tabled, and it will cover 98.3% of all deposit accounts and 50.9% in value. However, people with deposits much higher than the 5 lakh insurance limit are not satisfied.
Government has announced a 5 lakh of insurance for PMC depositors, which is not enough against the deposits we have with the banks. I will request the government to reconsider it, as it is COVID times and it's our hard-earned money.
ये गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से इज अ गुड इनिशिएटिव और इससे काफ़ी लोगों को उनके पैसे भी मिल जाएंगे, लेकिन उनका क्या, जिनके डिपॉजिट 5 लाख 10 लाख 15 लाख 20 लाख उससे ज़्यादा है, मुझे लगता है कि गवर्नमेंट को इनके बारे में भी कुछ सोचना चाहिए.
With this, the government aims to provide a solution to those customers who do not have access to their funds for a longer period of time because of the moratorium. But customers who have larger sum of amount deposited are not really happy and want government to give them a stronger solution. In Mumbai with camera person Ashok Mahadik, this is Purva Chitnis for NDTV.
Let's shift focus to COVID now. There has been a big jump in new COVID cases in India. India reported 43,654 new cases in the last 24 hours, up 47% from the previous day. Deaths were 640 in the last 24 hours, up 54.2%. Vaccinations, 41,45,590 as of 7 p.m. on Wednesday. That's also up over 15%. Daily positivity rate remains below 5%. Now, the number of daily cases on Wednesday were highest in 3 weeks, 43,654 new cases in the span of 24 hours, highest in 3 weeks. Now, let's look at where the highest number of cases came from. Kerala, 22,129, bulk of the cases coming from Kerala, followed by Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Assam. Kerala reported over 22,000 COVID cases in 24 hours, accounting for over 50% of the country's COVID positive cases.
COVID testing at Malappuram in Kerala that reported over 4,000 cases on Tuesday, pushing up Kerala's COVID numbers to over 22,000 in a day. That is more than 50% of the total COVID figures for the country. Over the last 4 weeks, 7 of Kerala's 14 districts are among 22 districts across the country that have reported increasing trend of daily new cases. The BJP has lashed out against the Kerala government, blaming relaxations given during Eid for the highest single-day spike in 2 months. BJP spokesperson Amit Malviya singled out Malappuram that has a Muslim majority. The state government says more numbers were reported because testing had gone up from less than 1.2 lakh to nearly 1.8 lakh. There is cluster testing, which means if one person tests positive, the family, contacts are all tested and reporting is efficient.
The festival seasons are coming. Just now the Bakrid is over now, and now the Onam is coming in another 2 to 3 weeks time. The Onam is coming, and this is a festival season, and we have to vaccinate as many people as possible. If you see that the vaccination is the only methodology by which we can bring down the hospital admissions, severe cases.
The latest ICMR Sero survey has pointed out that almost 48% of Kerala is susceptible to the virus. Add to that, population density is high and people are very mobile. The Kerala government was under pressure from the traders to open up during Eid. In another 3 weeks, another important Kerala festival, Onam, is coming up, and it will be a tough balancing act for the government to balance between lives, livelihoods and perhaps also politics. In Thiruvananthapuram with camera person SP Babu and Nagaraju Umasudhir, NDTV.
Members of Kerala's ruling CPM, including V. Sivankutty, the Education and Labour Minister, and KT Jalil, the former Higher Education Minister, will face trial in a case relating to damage of furniture during protests in the State Assembly in 2015. That's what the Supreme Court has said.
These scenes from the Kerala Assembly on 13 March 2015 have now led to trouble for members of Kerala's ruling CPM, including V. Shivankutty, the current Education and Labour Minister, and 5 ex-MLAs of CPM. All will face trial for this ruckus, the Supreme Court ruled, dismissing the CPM-led government's plea to drop the case. The court said privilege and immunity of legislators is not a gate to claim exemption from criminal law. Legislators claiming such privilege amounted to a betrayal of the trust of Indian voters who had elected them to office. MPs and MLAs have to subscribe and bear true faith to the Constitution of India. Committing acts of destroying public property cannot be equated to freedom of speech. The left government had moved the top court after the High Court rejected their plea for withdrawal of cases. Opposition parties have now demanded the resignation of the accused Minister Shivankutty.
The Supreme Court has given a historical verdict regarding the violence in the Kerala Assembly against 6 CPM leaders. One of them is a Minister for Education now. Our demand, he has to resign immediately. Supreme Court had categorically stated that there is no privilege for the MLAs to commit an offence.
2015 നിയമസഭാ കയ്യാങ്കളി കേസിൽ ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട സുപ്രീം കോടതിയിൽ നിന്ന് കനത്ത പ്രഹരമാണ് സംസ്ഥാന ഗവൺമെന്റിന് ഇപ്പോൾ ഏറ്റിരിക്കുന്നത്. പിണറായി വിജയൻ സർക്കാരിന്റെ മുഖത്തേറ്റ കനത്ത അടിയാണ് സുപ്രീം കോടതിയുടെ ഇന്നത്തെ വിധി.
മന്ത്രിക്കെതിരായിട്ട് നിയമപരമായ ഒരു നടപടിയും വന്നിട്ടില്ല. മന്ത്രി ഒരു കേസിന്റെ ഭാഗമാണ്. അത് കേസ് വിചാരണയ്ക്ക് നേരിട്ട് മുന്നോട്ട് പോകുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യമില്ലേ?
With frequent incidents of ruckus inside the parliament, this verdict sends out a strong message to legislators that they cannot claim privilege from facing action. In New Delhi, with camera person Prem Singh and A. Vaidyanathan, this is Sukirti Dwivedi for NDTV.
Basavaraj Bommai was sworn in as the new Chief Minister of Karnataka with the blessings of his predecessor B.S. Yediyurappa. Speaking to NDTV, Mr. Bommai said that it's a huge responsibility and that he wants Karnataka to become number one.
ನಾನು ಬಸವರಾಜ ಬೊಮ್ಮಾಯಿ
Basavaraj Bommai, sworn in as Karnataka Chief Minister with the blessings of his predecessor B.S. Yediyurappa.
The emotion is of responsibilities. Knowing very well the present situation of both COVID and floods, and due to COVID for last 1.5 years, the economic challenges the state is reeling.
Bommai's father, S.R. Bommai, was also State Chief Minister.
My father was a Raist and he was a man of principles, and he fought for that, and even he didn't care for his chair, and he stood by his principles. He has set a very high standard. So my challenge is to keep up to the high standard.
To live up to that, yes. For now, it is victory for Bommai, a Lingayat like Yediyurappa, representing this powerful group which is seen as a BJP vote bank.
In Bommai, you should also see his capability, his experience. So caste has not the only concern.
The choice of the non-controversial Bommai would be pleasing to Yediyurappa, who is assured of Bommai's loyalty until the very end of his term. And it's good news for his associates.
Plenty of hope, because I am a very good friend of Bommai. We are just like a Jodettu. So from last 2 years, we are together in the government.
On day one, Bommai held a cabinet meeting and met senior officers, later announcing an increase in funding to welfare schemes. Up ahead, a possible churn of the cabinet, an expected third wave of COVID-19, and state elections in less than 2 years' time. For now though, an excited and happy family. A family he says he is lucky to have.
We see your lovely family here also. We see that your lovely family is also waiting to get a minute of your time. And what does it mean for your private life? Because you've been in public life all along, but I can see a lot of laughter here. What does it mean for private life?
No, I think Dad has handled it really well. He has always put family first. And I think he'll still do that.
You will do that as well.
Yeah.
So you will be able to balance everything as well.
Yeah, family is very dear to me. Even though I am not able to give much time, they always be there with me.
Karnataka has a new chief minister in Basavaraj Bommai, B.S. Yediyurappa loyalist who turned into the successor of the man he stood by till the very end. Bommai's choice is being seen as non-controversial. Nobody has any major objections, and the people here at the swearing in certainly happy to see him as Chief Minister of Karnataka. With J.M. Kumar, Maya Sharma in Bengaluru for NDTV.
Welcome back. Former CBI Special Director Rakesh Asthana has taken charge as the Commissioner of the Delhi Police. A 1984 batch officer, he became the top cop just days before he was due to retire. Neeta Sharma and Akshay Dongre report.
The Acting Commissioner of Delhi Police receiving newly appointed Commissioner Rakesh Asthana at the Delhi Police Headquarters. The appointment of the 1984 batch Gujarat cadre IPS officer has come as a surprise for many reasons. Rakesh Asthana was to superannuate as DG BSF just 4 days later. Term extended by 1 year, inter-cadre deputation from Gujarat to AGMUT. First time inter-cadre deputation for the post ahead of retirement. 1988 batch Acting Commissioner Balaji Srivastava appointed 27 days ago, removed from the post. Frontrunners for the post of top cop, 1987 batch IPS officers Taj Hassan and Satyendra Garg set aside. After SS Jog and Ajay Raj Sharma, Rakesh Asthana has become the third Commissioner of Delhi Police from outside Delhi cadre. Not just the appointment, there have been controversies even in his career. As a Special Director in the CBI, he faced bribery charges and was removed from the CBI. A case was filed against Asthana for allegedly accepting a bribe from meat trader Moin Qureshi. He was also accused of taking a bribe from Sterling Biotech, a pharma company accused of fraud. The opposition today hit out at the government.
कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी जहां जहां जाते हैं इनको अपने साथ ऐसी जगह पे जरूर रखना चाहते हैं जहां वो एक दूसरे का ध्यान रख सकें. इंग्लिश में जिसको कहते हैं ब्लू आइड बॉय. अब 4 दिन उनके बचे थे रिटायरमेंट के. कल रात को गृह मंत्रालय ने एक आदेश निकाला और उनको 1 साल का एक्सटेंशन दे दिया और साथ ही में दिल्ली पुलिस का कमिश्नर बना दिया.
After receiving a clean chit in the bribery cases, Asthana held the post of DG BSF, DG Bureau of Civil Aviation and Director NCB. He was also Commissioner of Surat and Vadodara during Narendra Modi's tenure as Gujarat Chief Minister. He handled several high-profile cases, including investigation into the Godhra train burning, the fodder scam while in the CBI, and drugs-related cases after the suicide of actor Sushant Singh Rajput. On taking over today, Commissioner Asthana said he would focus on basic policing.
पुलिस का बेसिक फंक्शन होता है मेंटेनेंस ऑफ लॉ एंड ऑर्डर, प्रिवेंशन एंड डिटेक्शन ऑफ क्राइम. तो हमारा फोकस मोस्टली बेसिक पुलिसिंग पे रहेगा. बाकी जो स्पेशलाइज प्रॉब्लम्स हैं उनको हम अकॉर्डिंगली एज पर द SOP हैंडल करेंगे.
Specialized problems will be dealt according to SOPs. In the past 1 month, Delhi has seen 3 police commissioners. It was Rakesh Asthana's investigation during the Godhra case that earned him proximity to the then Chief Minister of Gujarat, Narendra Modi, whose trust he still enjoys today. and many claim that this might be the reason that he has been chosen as a top cop of the national capital barely 3 days ahead of his retirement. With camera person Pawan Tiwari and colleague Neeta Sharma, I'm Akshay Dongre for NDTV.
Well, that's a wrap on this bulletin from the entire team. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.